I would have loved to see him walk off into the sunset after the last Fury fight. He's getting older. He's been in a lot of tough fights. He had hundreds of amateur fights. This is an unforgiving business. It is. I know it firsthand. I'm not saying he's not going to win or he can't win. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I would have loved to see. I like the movie to end the way I like it to end. I don't want to see a bad ending for Usyk. I'm not going to say you're gonna. But I'm going to say the opportunity to walk off to the sunset was perfect.
Teddy Atlas ain't holding back. He says Usyk should call it quits and forget about Dubois. No rematch, no need. Retire while you're still on top. Even Usyk himself is starting to talk like a man nearing the end. He recently said it would be too difficult to cut back down. I'm 38, still young, but my team says it's a bad idea. I think 2 years, 1.5 remaining in boxing. I feel great myself. I feel I have 2 fights to prepare for, not more, just 2. That's not the mindset of a fighter hungry to dominate the division. That's a man planning his exit. He's already counting down the fights, not calling out names. No fire, no chase for greatness, just a quiet walk toward the finish. Usyk knows the clock's ticking, and Teddy Atlas is simply calling it for what it is. Running it back with Dubois only brings risk, not reward. Usyk should retire undefeated, retire undisputed, and leave the game on his own terms, before someone else decides it for him. But while Usyk's talking about wrapping it up, Daniel Dubois is talking like a man on a mission. He's not backing down. He's not looking back. He's coming with fire. Dubois recently opened up about what he's been through and what's coming next.
I'm glad I am, because it's prepared me for this, for getting back in there and you know, becoming a new man. And what I've been through is just toughened me up, and now that I'm here, I'm really gonna shake up the world again with another big performance, another huge bloodbath performance. I want it to be a war, so that's my mindset.
This isn't the same Dubois we saw last time. This version sounds dangerous. He's been through hell and now he wants war. He's not looking for a rematch to survive. He's looking to destroy. Blood, chaos, pressure. That's the fight he wants. And if Usyk steps in thinking it'll be like before, he's in for a rude awakening. Dubois is coming for everything. The mindset is different now. This is personal. He's sharper, meaner, and hungry to prove the world wrong. That last fight lit a fire in him, and now he wants revenge, not redemption. He's not coming to box. He's coming to break Usyk. This is the kind of energy that flips the script and wrecks legends. And it's not just talk. Even fighters who've shared the ring with Dubois are starting to notice the change. Joseph Parker, who knows firsthand what Dubois brings, sees something different now. He's not doubting Dubois anymore. He's warning people. He stated, the Dubois that we've seen recently, yeah, the one that's showing heart, the one that's showing grit and determination and a bit of dog in him in these fights that we've seen. That's not just praise, that's recognition from a heavyweight who's been in the trenches. Parker's seen the switch flip in Dubois. He's showing grit, he's digging deep, and now he's got that dog in him, and the thing he was once criticized for lacking. This version of Dubois doesn't fold, he fights through it, and when a veteran like Parker sees it, you know it's real. Usyk won the first battle, but this rematch isn't the same war. The man coming at him now is tougher, meaner, and fueled by something different. This time Dubois isn't just showing up, he's showing teeth. Even Joe Rogan, who's seen killers across all combat sports, had some strong words about Dubois. When Rogan talks like this, you know the danger is real.
Dubois is coming into his own, man. That's what that is. He's only like 27, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he's coming into his own. That guy's scary. He's dangerous.
This ain't just hype. It's recognition from someone who knows what a real threat looks like. Dubois isn't the same unsure fighter anymore. He's growing into a monster, and he's doing it fast. At just 27, he's stepping into his prime, and the fear factor is real now. The way he moves, the power he brings, the coldness in his approach, it's all coming together. People used to question his heart. Now they're scared of his hands. Usyk might be the champ, but Dubois is turning into a problem no one wants to solve. And just when you think Dubois has hit his peak, he turns it up another level. He's not satisfied with showing heart. Now he's aiming to dominate. He's made it clear. What's coming next is even more dangerous.
I think I can do even better than that. That's my mindset. I think I can do even better than that. And what that looks like is scary, and I really want to do it and show the world I'm the real king. And yeah, Here we go.
This is a fighter who's not just confident, he's obsessed. He knows he can go beyond what we've already seen, and that should scare everyone in the division. He's not just coming for a belt, he's coming for the crown. That mindset and pushing past limits, chasing destruction, is what separates contenders from killers. Dubois believes he hasn't even hit top gear yet, and when that switch flips, it's not just about winning, it's about taking over. The man isn't just hungry, he's starving to prove he's the real king. And now the same man who once said Usyk should retire is warning us about Dubois. Teddy Atlas has done a full 180, and he's not saying it lightly. What he sees in Dubois now is something far more dangerous than before.
Dubois is young. He's getting better. He's found himself. He's at that place now in his life where he's only going to get better. He believes in himself. He knows what he is now. He knows he can depend on himself. He is more dangerous now than he ever was. He was always a good puncher. But now he's more than just a good puncher. He's a solid man in that ring. It's a dangerous fight for Usyk.
This isn't just a puncher anymore. This is a complete fighter. Dubois has found himself, and now he fights with belief, not just brute force. He's grown into his identity, and that makes him lethal. The fear, the doubt, it's all gone. Now he knows exactly who he is, and that self-trust changes everything in the ring. Atlas sees a man, not a boy, a killer, not a prospect, and when even Teddy says it's a dangerous fight, you better believe it is. And even after calling for Usyk to retire, Teddy Atlas still gave him his respect. He's not backing down from his opinion, but he's giving credit where it's due. What Usyk's asking for takes guts, and Atlas knows it.
And I salute him again. Even though I wish what I wish, I don't hide what I feel. I say it. But I salute him, that son of a gun. He's not stupid. He knows the guy's going to be better. He knows the guy's younger. He knows how dangerous. He knows how he knocked out Joshua. He knows all of that. And what does he say? Give me fight. Something like that.
Give me
Along
Daniel.
those lines. Give me Daniel, please. Thank you. Something along those lines.
This isn't blind confidence. Usyk knows exactly what he's walking into. He knows Dubois is younger, stronger, and better than before. He knows it's a more dangerous fight this time, but still he's asking for it. No ducking, no excuses, just raw courage. Atlas might think it's a bad move, but even he can't deny the heart it takes. Usyk's still a warrior, and that's why he's still standing at the top. But make no mistake, this rematch is a storm, and he's walking right into it. And just when you think it's all heat and warnings, Teddy steps back and shows love for both warriors. He's brutally honest, but he's not blind to greatness. What he said next hits with real weight.
I love Usyk. You gotta love him. You gotta love his attitude. You gotta love the way he always finds a way to win. You gotta love the way he conducts himself, the way he carries himself. Like what? Like what? Like a champion. And like I said, you have to have nothing but enormous respect for the other guy, Daniel Dubois, where he's come from, where he's put himself, and where he's going.
This is what real fight fans respect. Two men cut from championship cloth. Teddy gives Usyk his flowers for always finding a way, for carrying himself like a true champion. No trash talk, no drama, just discipline, class, and willpower. But he doesn't stop there. He gives Dubois massive credit too, not just for where he is, but for how far he's come. From doubt to danger, Dubois forced the world to take him seriously. And now, we're staring down a fight between two men who've earned every ounce of respect. This ain't just a rematch, it's a collision of legacy and hunger. And now the legend himself has spoken. Lennox Lewis, a man who knows exactly what it takes to conquer the heavyweight game, gave his stamp of approval. And when Lennox says you're ready, that means something.
I'm thinking he's ready. You know, he's been through the trials and tribulations. He's the King Slayer, and he's got the power. He's been there before, so he was just there. He knocked the guy down, so he knows what he needs to do. So it would be great for him to do it. Another man do it for Great Britain. It's not an easy task, but he's definitely the man that can go through with it. He's done the work. He's gone through the pedigree, and he's a certified champion. So, you know, I think he has big hopes on doing it. He's going to do it.
This ain't just hype. This is validation from one of the greatest to ever do it. Lennox sees a warrior who's been tested, bruised, and rebuilt into something real. He calls Dubois the King Slayer, and he means it. This is a man who's been through the fire and come out harder. He knocked Usyk down once, and now he knows exactly what it takes to finish the job. For Lennox, this isn't a fantasy. It's a real shot at glory for Great Britain. Dubois has the tools, the power, and now the belief. And when a certified legend backs you like this, the whole fight game pays attention. And Lewis didn't stop there. He doubled down on his belief in Dubois. He's not just backing him as a fighter, he's backing him as a man who's right where he's meant to be. Lennox sees the moment lining up perfectly.
It's definitely his place. He's at home. He's focused, he's determined. This is his dream. So, there's nothing stopping him.
This isn't just another fight. This is destiny in motion. Dubois is locked in, he's at home, and he's chasing a dream he's carried for years. The distractions are gone, the doubts are dead. All that's left is focus. Lennox sees it in his eyes, the same fire that once burned in him. There's no fear, just clarity. Dubois knows what this means, and he's ready to grab it with both hands. In his zone, on his terms, nothing standing in his way. And when legends say it's your moment, you take it. And now Carl Froch has stepped in, a Hall of Famer who knows exactly what it means to be at the top late in your career. He's lived it, he's felt it, and he's not sugarcoating the reality. When he talks about age and weight, it hits differently.
Can he shock the world in a word? Yes, he can, because Usyk's 30, is he 38?
38, I think, yeah.
So, I've been 38, it was 9 years ago, but I know how it feels. I retired at 36, I was nearly 37. I was a month away from my 37th birthday when I chinned Groves at Wembley in front of 80,000 fans and went on to become an International Boxing Hall of Famer. That was 11 years ago. And it was hard for me, and I did the weight easy, really. I say easy because I'm not lying around in spacesuits trying to take weight off. I'm actually eating all week, and I'm doing it properly, professionally, like most of all the Hall of Famers, world champs. They do it correct. Roy Jones, Floyd Mayweather. They don't struggle at weight. They get down to the weight. They do it properly. They get in the ring on point. And it's not easy, but it's not traumatic like some of these guys make it.
Froch makes it clear, 38 is no joke in this game. He retired younger than Usyk, and even then, it was tough on the body. Cutting weight properly, staying sharp, staying hungry, it takes everything. He didn't wear sauna suits or starve himself. He did it the right way, like true champions do. But even then, it wasn't easy. Froch is basically saying this. If you're still in the game at that age, you better be all in. There's no coasting, no shortcuts. And if Usyk's not 100% locked in, Dubois will break through that wall. Froch didn't stop at the weight cut. He took it even deeper. He's not just talking about the physical side. He's pointing at the reality of aging in this brutal sport. And when he breaks it down, it's hard to argue.
You know what I mean? And I just think that Usyk, at 38 years old, although he's not got the issue with weight because it's heavyweight, you can weigh what you want.
True.
He's still got a mind that's slowing down. He's still got reflexes that are diminishing. He's still got old joints and old bones.
Yeah,
he's got
Tyson Fury fights.
Hundreds of fights in the amateurs.
Usyk might not have to cut weight at heavyweight, but that doesn't mean Father Time isn't catching up. Froch is talking about slowing reflexes, worn joints, and the miles on Usyk's body from a long amateur career. All those wars, all those rounds, they add up. He's not the fresh, sharp version we saw years ago. The speed, the twitch, the sharp edge, it's fading. Froch sees it coming and he's calling it out before the rest of the world does. Dubois isn't fighting the same Usyk anymore, and that changes everything. And Froch brought it all home with a clear, no-nonsense message. He's looking at the rematch from both sides, the rise of Dubois and the slow decline of Usyk. And this time, he's not sitting on the fence.
And Dubois is young and fresh, and the first fight was quite close when Dubois was unsure of himself. And Dubois has gone and flattened AJ. Had a couple of fights with Gerald Miller. He's looked good against Hrgovic. You've got to say that Dubois now is a different machine.
Self-confidence will be...
And time waits for no man, as the saying goes. I just think that this is a fight it's exciting. It's a good fight. You've got to make Usyk the favourite, but it's a fight that Daniel Dubois can definitely win. I don't think Usyk should keep fighting. I said, remember last fight with Tyson. I said once he beat Tyson, retire, that's it, you're done.
Froch says it straight. Dubois is young, fresh, and full of self-belief now. That first fight, close, even with an unsure Dubois. But the man we see today is a different beast. He's flattened AJ, battled Miller, held his own against Hrgovic. He's leveled up. Meanwhile, Usyk's clock is ticking and Froch knows it. He's said before, beat Fury and walk away. Don't hang around and get caught slipping. In this fight, Froch believes Daniel Dubois can absolutely win it. Time waits for no man, and it might have just run out for Usyk. And Froch didn't just hype the fight, he broke it down like a true fighter. He knows the strengths on both sides, and he's calling it razor close. This isn't a mismatch, this is a real, dangerous chess match with bad intentions.
More? 70,
I don't know, if I was going to put a percentage on it, I'd probably say it's quite close to even. So I'd probably give Usyk the edge, a 55% winner. Because if he gets clipped, body or head, and Daniel Dubois is going to throw them shots.
And he's going
to get close to him.
Yeah.
But Usyk's got that superior boxing skills and that jab and that slick movement.
Yeah.
But can he do that now for 12 rounds at 38 years old? Probably not. So he's going to have to opt to stay in the pocket, stay in range a little bit more. So it's a really, really interesting fight.
Froch gives Usyk a slight edge, but just barely. He's calling it 55-45, and that tells you everything. If Dubois lands clean to the head or the body, it could be lights out. He's not coming to play, he's coming to land heavy and often. But Usyk still has the skills, the movement, the slickness, that veteran game that's won him so many wars. The question is, can he still keep that up for 12 full rounds at 38? Froch doubts it. He sees Usyk having to stand and trade more, stay in the pocket, and that's exactly where Dubois wants him. This fight is a pressure cooker, and it could explode at any second. Froch didn't shy away from calling out the past either. He brought up that moment everyone remembers. The shot that had people questioning Dubois' heart. It was controversial, and Froch didn't hold back his thoughts.
What round was the first one stopped in? Can you remember?
I think it was 8 or 9.
8 or 9.
And it was like off a jab, and Dubois kind of off gave up, and he got a bit of stick for it. But he'd exhausted himself. He landed that good body shot, stroke low blow.
Low blow decision.
And it was like, I don't know, then he let himself down a bit by staying down. He should have got up and took a few more licks. Because by staying down and getting up on 9, people look at that and go, fucking get up, you son of a bitch.
Spewed it.
He's talking about that body shot. Some called it a low blow, others called it a quit. Froch says Dubois should have stood up and taken the heat. By staying down and getting up at 9, he gave people a reason to doubt him. That one moment had fans questioning everything about him. It stuck, and it fueled a lot of the criticism he's had to eat ever since. Froch doesn't sugarcoat it. Dubois let himself down that night, but that's exactly what makes this rematch so heavy. This is Dubois' shot at erasing that image forever. And now even respected trainer Adam Booth is weighing in, and he's backing Dubois to make it a real fight this time. Booth's been around long enough to see the shifts in a fighter, and he sees something different now. This isn't the same kid that Usyk faced last time.
Different to the first one. I can make much more of an argument for Dubois in this fight.
Me too.
Firstly, because he actually had success in the first fight.
He did. Do you think it was a low blow?
No.
No.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
You do think it was a low blow?
Absolutely was. If you look,
You do?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Sorry, you caught me out then with the question. If you watch, it lands low, and while it's got contact with the shorts, it actually rides up at the point of impact.
So I've no use to my argument.
But it's irrelevant because they're going to fight again.
Yeah.
Usyk won the first time, and as he said, he won by stoppage. But Daniel Dubois is a different fighter now. Fighting is 90% mental, and he is a completely different fighter mentally. He lets his hands go with freedom. He now trusts his engine because he had those rounds with Jarrell Miller that tested his engine.
Yeah.
So he's kind of ticked the little boxes along the way, old school style. He's a much better fighter now than the one that fought Usyk the first time.
Booth says it flat. Dubois had success in the first fight, and now he's leveled up. He's more confident, more complete, and most of all, mentally stronger. That hesitation, that doubt, it's gone. He's letting his hands go without fear, and he trusts his gas tank now. Those rounds with Jarrell Miller changed him. They pushed him into deep waters and showed him he can swim. Booth's not making excuses about the low blow. He's looking at the rematch as a whole new fight. Dubois has been ticking the boxes, building the hard way, and Booth believes he's now the real threat. This version of Dubois is not coming to survive. He's coming to finish. Booth didn't just praise Dubois, he broke down the rematch from both angles, and his take on Usyk adds a whole new layer to the conversation. This isn't just about who's better, it's about who's changing and who's staying the same.
Usyk is a more experienced heavyweight now than he was in the first fight, but I'm not sure he's necessarily a better fighter because he was already fully accomplished back then.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a much closer fight. Now in a rematch, the smart thing to do is always go with who won the first fight.
Yep.
If you got to put your house on it, choose that. Secondly, we're talking about Usyk. So if you force me, I would say, okay, well, if I got to do it, I'll go Usyk. But if you gave me the freedom of expression, there's a lot for me to say, actually, you know what? Dubois is actually a good bet on this one.
Booth admits Usyk is more experienced now at heavyweight, but questions whether he's actually better. He believes Usyk was already at his peak when they first fought, and that means Dubois is the one who's caught up. Booth calls the rematch much closer this time around. Yes, Usyk won the first fight, and logic says stick with the guy who already proved it. But he's leaning toward Dubois as the smarter bet. The momentum, the growth, the hunger, look, it's all swinging in Daniel's direction. He's not saying Usyk can't win. He's saying Dubois is no longer the underdog people think he is. This is a real fight now, and Dubois is very much in it to take everything. Tony Below came in with a brutally honest breakdown. He didn't sugarcoat the first fight, and he didn't make excuses for Dubois. But at the same time, he gave real credit to the fighter Dubois has become.
He knows himself now though, Jim.
Yeah.
So he knows how hard it is, how tough it is. I believe the first fight with him that he'd had enough. He'd had enough and he quit. So it is what it is. You can make as much of that or as little of it as you want. I think Daniel Dubois is now coming to a different stage in his career where he's understanding now of what needs to be done and what's at stake. I think he's shown that he can overcome difficult times in fights now. And I think the victory over Anthony Joshua is going to propel his confidence levels to an all-time high. So I think he's well in this fight. I think he's a super dangerous challenger. And he'll go into it with a lot of belief. But I believe that belief will get shrunk. As the rounds pass and as the shots start getting landed on him, the questions will be asked of him again. Oleksandr Usyk will be victorious.
Bellew says straight up, Dubois quit in that first fight. He'd had enough, and everyone saw it. But he also believes that moment was a turning point. Since then, Dubois has learned, evolved, and become a different man. That win over Joshua didn't just boost his record, it skyrocketed his confidence. Bellew sees him as a dangerous challenger now, someone with real belief and a fire to prove the world wrong. But Bellew still backs Usyk. He believes that as the fight drags on, reality will hit, and Usyk's class will show. He sees the questions coming again, and once more, Usyk has all the answers. The rematch between Usyk and Dubois is shaping up to be a real war. This isn't the same fight we saw the first time around. Usyk is older, maybe not as quick as before, but still a master in the ring. Dubois is stronger, more confident, and coming in with momentum. Both men have something to prove. One looking to cement his legacy, the other looking to rewrite his story. This fight is close. It's not a walkover. It's not a guaranteed win for either side. It's a test of skill, power, experience, and will, and only one man walks out with the belts. What do you think? Has Dubois done enough to flip the script this time? Can Usyk still go 12 rounds at the highest level? Who do you see walking out victorious? The seasoned champion or the rising beast? Will age be Usyk's biggest enemy in this fight? Is this Dubois' one and only shot at greatness? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and stay locked in for more real fight talk, breakdowns, and raw analysis, only here on Boxiverse.